Hi everyone, and welcome to the final part of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Really? Said Bottom, not the least bit alarmed by the sudden appearance of Fairy Queen. He was sure it was all part of the trick his friends were playing. Sit beside me so I can stroke your long silky ears, Titania purred. My servants will bring you anything you desire. I wouldn't say no to some supper, said Bottom. Nothing fancy. A bale of hay or a bag of oats would suit me fine. From up above came the sound of Puck's laughter, like the pealing of tiny bells. Oberon's laughter set every owl in the wood hooting. My proud queen, in love with a donkey, he cried. Well done, Puck. Titania will think twice before she defies me again. But what of the humans? I did as you commanded, master, said Puck. I found them. A voice made him turn his head, and he saw Demetrius stamping along the path, dragging Hermia by the arm. That is the fellow, said Oberon. But who is that with him? He is not the one I cast the spell on, Puck yelped. Quickly, said Oberon, make yourself invisible before they see us. Hermia was thoroughly miserable. Everything had gone wrong. She had found Demetrius instead of Lysander, and Demetrius was in such a foul temper that she feared the worst. Oh, where is Lysander? She wailed. You've killed him, haven't you, you brute? With a weary groan, Demetrius let Hermia go and slumped to the ground. I haven't touched your precious Lysander, he yawned. Now stop whining and get some sleep. When it's light, we'll find our way out of this accursed wood. I won't rest until I find Lysander, Hermia said defiantly. Just as you wish, said Demetrius. I'm too tired to argue any more. He lay back among the ferns and closed his eyes. He heard Hermia walking away, and then he fell into a deep sleep. Moonlight shifted and shivered as Oberon and Puck reappeared. This is the man, said Oberon, peering down at Demetrius. Search the wood for a black-haired maiden and bring her here. When she is close by, I will put magic juice in his eyes and wake him. Yes, master. But tell me, is human love always so complicated? Puck asked curiously. Just do as I have commanded, snapped Oberon. Helena was still running, with Lysander just a few steps behind her. So many bewildering things had happened to her that when an orange light appeared above the path in front of her, she was not surprised. In fact, a curious idea suddenly popped into her mind. Puck's magic hat had put it there. Helena became convinced that if she followed the light, it would lead her back to Athens and sanity. Over streams and through clearings the light led her, until at last she came to a deep thicket of ferns where she paused for breath. Helena, marry me, she heard Lysander shout. I don't want you, she shouted back. I want Demetrius. And here I am, my love, said Demetrius, springing up out of the ferns nearby, his eyes glowing with magic. Hold me, let me melt into your sweetness. Helena did not bother to wonder why Demetrius had changed his mind. Her dreams had come true, and she was about to rush into his arms when Lysander ran between them. Keep away from her, Demetrius, Lysander said hotly. Helena is mine. Lysander, is that you? Called a voice, and Hermia came stumbling out of the bushes. Brambles had torn the hem of her dress, and there were leaves and twigs stuck in her hair. Thank the gods you're safe, she said, weeping for joy. Why did you leave me, my only love? Because I can't bear the sight of you, said Lysander. I want to marry Helena. So do I, Demetrius exclaimed, and since she can't marry both of us, we'll have to settle the matter man to man. He pushed Lysander's chest, knocking him backwards, then Lysander pushed Demetrius. Hermia stared at Helena, her eyes blazing. You witch! You've stolen my Lysander, she screeched. I haven't stolen anybody, Helena replied angrily. This is all some cruel trick, isn't it? The three of you plotted together to make a fool of me, and I thought you were my friend. Our friendship ended when you took Lysander away from me, snarled Hermia. And there might have been a serious fight if Oberon had not cast a sleeping spell on all four of them. They dropped to the ground like ripe apples, Hermia falling close to Lysander and Helena collapsing at Demetrius's side. Oberon and Puck appeared magically beside them. Smear their eyes with fairy juice, said Oberon. This knot of lovers will unravel when they wake. As Puck hurried about his task, the air was filled with the singing of fairy voices. The Queen, Puck muttered in alarm. The Queen is coming. Titania did not notice Puck and Oberon or the sleeping lovers. She could see nothing but Bottom, whose jaws were stretched open in a wide yawn. Are you weary, dearest one? She asked him tenderly. Rest with me on these soft ferns. I feel a powerful sleep coming over me, said Bottom. Fairies, leave us, ordered Titania. The fairies flew away, leaving bright trails in the air. Titania cradled Bottom's head in her lap, and they both dozed. Oberon and Puck crept close. Puck began to grin, but he stopped when he saw the sorrow in his master's eyes. "There is no laughter in this," Oberon sighed. "How I long for Titania to smile at me as she smiled at this creature, and to feel her soft arms around me as I sleep. Break the spell on the human, Puck, while I deal with the queen." Oberon moved his hands, weaving shadows into magic as he chanted, "Be the way you used to be, see the way you used to see. Wake my queen and come to me." Titania opened her eyes, and when she saw Oberon, she flew into his arms. "I am so glad that you are here, my love," she said. "I had the strangest dream. I dreamed that I had fallen in love with a—" "We will never quarrel again," Oberon promised. "Keep your page, have 50 pages if you wish. What does it matter, as long as we're together?" Puck saw that the sky was getting lighter. "It's almost dawn, master," he warned. "Then we must leave," said Oberon, and he, Titania and Puck faded into the pale morning light. When the sun rose, its light woke Demetrius and Helena, who fell in love at first sight, then Lysander and Hermia, who fell in love all over again. There was much smiling, sighing and kissing, and soon Demetrius said, "Today is Duke Theseus's wedding day, as well as mine and Helena's. Come, my friends, the priest can marry us all at the same ceremony." And the lovers hurried off towards Athens, laughing every step of the way, the paths of their true love running smoothly at last. And as for Bottom, he woke some time later and clambered stiffly to his feet. "I thought I was," he mumbled. "I thought I had—" Anxiously he felt his face and ears, and then sighed with relief. "What a Midsummer Night's Dream," he exclaimed. "I'll write a poem about it and read it to the Duke. Theseus and his bride, and the Duke will say, 'Well done, noble Bottom, here's some gold for you.'" And he stumbled away through the ferns, making up lines of poetry and reciting them out loud as he went. And there we go, everyone.